Welcome to Late Breakfast. I'm Taurian B.
I'm First Class Regg.
What's up, guys? We are back. How you guys feeling today?
Feeling great.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I got on a different outfit. What's good? What's good, Aviles?
Ain't shit. Just living you.
Good. All right. So this week's topic, recently on The Shop, that's LeBron James show on HBO. They were talking, and a subject of top 5 came up, right? So Jamel Hill said, when are we going to stop listing off Biggie, Tupac, Jay, Nas, and like our top 5s, right? Because she said at one point it was like Melly Mel and Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and you know, Cool G Rap. Like, as time goes on, it's not saying that they're not the best rappers anymore, but it's like they're already on that Mount Rushmore, right?
The thing about hip-hop now that's really interesting is that it's multi-generational now.
Totally.
And see, it wasn't that way before, and that's why, like, I feel like in sports, I've said this about top 5s with, you know, basketball, the top 5 has got to change. It can't be the same one rooted forever because we're seeing different shit all the time.
Yeah.
But in hip-hop, I feel like we're just so much more emotional about who those top 5 rappers are. Like, I love Tupac, I love Biggie, but they're going to have to move out the top 5 because it's new shit that we're seeing.
Got better.
People have gotten better.
They got
it's
more
like
accolades.
what it is.
That's just a natural topic to lead into because, you know, naturally in hip hop, we've been naming these people that kind of have been the foundation of rap. So you get your Nas, you get your Hov, you get your Biggie, you get your Pac. Like, you get all these people that just come to mind when people say, name your top 5. But to switch that formula around, there's a lot of rappers that are really killing shit right now and have been for years and just won't be mentioned because even when people mention Drake right now, people be like, I don't know, it's too soon. And this nigga's been
They're crazy
at the top of the charts for 10 plus years.
Right. And then on top of that, like, think about it. Nas was 19 when Illmatic came out, and they were already saying he's the greatest rapper of all time.
He changed the formula of rap, but so did Drake.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like Danny, I know you had some that you wanted to name.
All right.
Bad Bunny.
I was gonna say that as a joke just to fuck with you guys too. No, I wouldn't put him in the top rappers right now. I'd put him in a bigger genre than just rap. So for me, I think the go-to answers, even though I don't agree with one of them, just for the general audience, and I understand why this man is there. You have the Drake, which is obvious. You have the Kendrick, which is obvious. Cole is pretty obvious. I personally don't agree. I don't have the hype for Cole that everybody else has. I love 3 of his albums. It's just overall, he's not my cup of tea. But I would put him there as a respect because I understand hip-hop. I understand what he does. I understand he does have the talent. And I understand that, you know, it's not just numbers with him. There's a whole following, a whole kind of I don't know what the word is, but it's huge with J. Cole.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, there's something there, and I think another thing that adds to his lure is his team, the generation he's bringing up. I think they're some of the best musicians in the game. I think besides TDE and maybe QC, they're the best team out. Oh, and Griselda. The 2 artists I would add to that, though, personally, I'm starting off first with Young Thug. Young Thug has changed the game to the point his sons have sons. He has people who have taken one style of his and made a whole career of it, i.e. Lil Baby, Gunna. You can keep going. Lil TJ. I feel like all these little dudes have a lot to owe to Young Thug. Feel how you feel about him. Feel how you feel about the dresses. Feel how you feel about supposedly not understanding him. That man has changed the game. The other person I want to put on there because I didn't really, I don't feel he gets the rapping respect he deserved till his last album because he's such a musical person, and that's Tyler. Like, Tyler proved he could rap enough to have a fucking Gangsta Grills. And not just a Gangsta Grills mixtape, a Gangsta Grills album, which I don't know if people understand I feel like we're a generation that starts to understand that and a younger generation understands it because of who drama is to them, especially. I feel like people older than us don't get it, but then they see Tyler rapping on this album and they finally got it. Like, I feel like my older brother who's 10 years older than me finally was like, how about that Tyler kid? And I'm like, I've been telling you about Tyler for like 10 years, bro. And he's finally like, no, you were right. He can rap.
All right, so as we know, a lot of people's go-to now to say like the one rapper is damn, I gotta stop doing that. Lil Baby.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that being like the thing that people go to now? Everyone says that Lil Baby is the one.
If we were going to my personal list, I'd kick off J. Cole and put Lil Baby on.
Okay, Reg?
Yeah, Lil Baby's not in my 5. But I do like what Lil Baby's doing. Sorry. I do like what Lil Baby's doing. I think he has more time to prove himself. I think we talked about this off mic where this next album is going to be the one for him. Like the My Turn really put new eyes on him, including me. Like I wasn't checking for him like that yet. But I do like Lil Baby. I think people kind of hype it a little bit, but I fuck with it. He has some show stealing verses, so I can't really knock him for that. But it doesn't make my 5. My 5, though, if I can get into that.
Go ahead.
So my 5, I have to start it with Lil Wayne. We're not necessarily talking about people that are like new, right? Just people that don't necessarily get mentioned. So Wayne gets mentioned, but I still feel like when you name Wayne in your top 5, people are still like.
So I think Wayne. I think not to cut you off. Wayne can get he's like the old head that doesn't get removed.
That exactly. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So like because with a lot of the people that even you named, Danny, I think Wayne is like at the forefront of that, including Thug. Right, where he kind of is the one that birthed a lot of these newer artists, including Lil Baby. So I got Wayne, I got Kendrick, I got Drake, I got Big Sean, and then to end it off, I got Ross. So Ross is kind of the one that rounds out my 5.
Damn, I completely forgot about Ross because I'd kick off Lil Baby for Ross too. Ross does not get the respect he deserves, and I was literally listening. I've been had on a Rick Ross run all day. I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah, man.
You want to know who Rick Ross is? He's our generation's Cool G Rap.
I like that.
And I'm not saying like skill wise. I'm saying how Cool G Rap always got left off because you remember, you know, I'm the resident old head. It was always Kane, Rakim, KRS-One. And you know, some I guess like maybe like Chuck D would get listed in LL Cool J, and then Cool G Rap would be like that 6 man that they would like list, but like it's like Cool G like he like to Nas like Cool G Rap is just as influential to him as Rakim was, right? So it's just one of those things. I think I just wanted to give that little. I always feel like Ross is forgotten, but then when you say it, they'd be like, oh, how could I forget that?
Yeah,
I feel like a person who's like that too because, and you mentioned him too. I wanted to make fun of you for being for Detroit for mentioning him, but it's true because I feel like he's right there, and that's Big Sean. I feel like he doesn't get brought up in these top questions and he's consistently put out good work. It hasn't. I feel like this last one still didn't meet what we know he can do. I feel like we're all waiting on that one that we know he can do. But I kind of felt like, to be honest, Big Sean was kind of on a clock before he delivered this album.
Right.
And this album helped him a lot, and I think it made a lot of people who didn't think Sean had it in him.
Yeah.
I think it surprised them.
I like to think about my top 5 as like my personal Pokemon. So like I see them as like whoever you name in your 5 or whatever, I have somebody in my 5 that I would go toward like to battle them in a sense. Like so I just think about it like that. It makes it entertaining for me, and it just simplifies the whole thing.
What do y'all think about Wale? He's a respectable, like notable name, and a lot of people, you know, put him very high, right? Like, so what stops y'all from putting Wale in your 5?
His personality. I think, like I said, I have a trouble separating.
Danny wants people to be perfect. I'm learning a pattern here. He does not want people. He doesn't want people. You don't like artists to be human.
I was just gonna say, I like how human Wale is.
Here's the thing. There's something about Wale till recently. I feel like in the past 3-4 years, Wale has realized I sound like I'm doing too much. I'm gonna let the music speak for itself, and he speaks calmer. I don't like a dude who seems like he's angry all the time. And Wale had that for years. It's like, yo, I don't want to hang out with you. You're going to be the dude who starts arguing about something that doesn't really matter with the chicks and drive them away from hanging out with us. Like, that's the impression Wale gives. Like, you know that one person who opens their mouth on your team and ruins it every time? Like, you're about to bag a chick, and he just comes in and says some dumb shit and fucks it all up.
Okay, so I just want to challenge this from you, because you've been given this example of not liking a rapper if you can't see yourself hanging out with them, right? Would you hang out with Gunplay?
When I first heard Gunplay, that Danny, yeah. Now, no. But I don't listen to Gunplay now.
You like Gunplay?
I don't listen to Gunplay now. I like old Gunplay.
But come on, you heard him on Port of Miami 2, track 3. It was on God's Favorite.
All right, so I'm also saying I'm not a fan of Port of Miami 2.
But he killed it on Port of Miami 2.
Cool, but I Gunplay has that because of who he was when I was in that age where I was okay with the wiling out.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying, okay, so we
like
listen
the
to
same
rap
thing
for
with the
different
X.
things.
Like I wouldn't hang with X now.
So we listen to rap for different things, because I listen to rap for escapism. Like, a lot of these people, they don't live the life that I live, right? But it paints a picture for me, and it's dope.
Yeah,
if you could paint a picture, half of these niggas I wouldn't hang out with.
Yeah, Regg loves 21 Savage, y'all.
I love 21 Savage.
Regg is the president of the 21 Savage fan club,
and that's a sweet escape for me.
All right, I would love to hang out with 21 Savage. That sounds like fun to me.
All right.
But no. Let me finish my point though.
Go ahead.
Wale though makes great music. I can't take that away from him. I think Wale, I would put, taking away the Forever, I'd put Wale in probably my top 15, maybe top 20
like this new generation.
Of this newer generation.
Okay.
Yes, he wouldn't be in my top 10, but he's definitely up there for me, and he can lyrically hold his own with anybody. He adds to every track he's on. I will never say Wale makes bad music.
He's a great songwriter.
I just honestly, I love to shit on Wale just because it pisses off Robbie Digital all the time. That's more of why I do it than anything.
All right. If I had to list, disclaimer, I'm gonna list off a top 5 that I just think is like the consensus of like the now, and obviously it's the Holy Trinity: Kendrick, Cole, Drake. Right?
Is this in order?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that, just to piss off some people and make Drake third, right? But I think Meek is in that, like, I don't, let me not start about like me, but I think that a lot of people, right, especially because they feel like he's like the voice of like the hood and like the voice of the streets. So like Meek is in that conversation, right? So even though like Meek might do a lot of things that might make Danny not want to hang out with him, Meek is definitely in that conversation. And the fifth person I would definitely say, I think is Roddy Ricch, personally. I
can see that.
I think like the way
I like Roddy a lot.
I think like Roddy has come out on like a wave right now, and like the way that like how his songs hit and everything like that. I think that COVID kind of like messed a lot of touring and a lot of like things up for a lot of artists, but I think like he would absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, be the number 1 rapper right now. If it wasn't for that, for us being on lockdown, right? So like that's just how I see it. Like that's the 5 that I see right now that I feel like gets like a lot of notoriety. But
do you have a personal 5?
Do I have a personal 5?
A personal 5 is completely different than my 5 too.
No, I don't even want to.
I named my personal 5.
No, I named the 5. I think who are the 5 for like.
I don't want to get into like my personal 5.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say that I agree with you guys. I think that Tyler the Creator is of the crop of younger rappers is because I like rappity rap. I think Tyler is the best of the crop. Like I understand that like Wale, Sean, and Kendrick and all of them are like out and everything, but I think that Tyler, if he really like focused on being like the God MC, I think Tyler would kill him. I think that's just my opinion, and some people might scoff at me and say nah, but I think that's because like that's all that Tyler shows us. But like when you listen to his music, like you could see what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
And it's scary, right? But Tyler like takes it very easy on dudes.
I think he's gonna go a completely different direction than the next album.
And that's what I was gonna say. I think rap for him is gonna be something he'll always show us. Hey, you guys forget I could do this and do it better than you guys. And then he's just gonna go to something with melodies. Like that's my favorite thing about Tyler. Tyler's a music head, right? but he came up rapping. He only started rapping so he could show y'all his musical abilities because he's such a Pharrell stan. You know, someone I wanted to bring up that I feel like deserves to be in the conversation but may not be in the 5, especially right now, is Future. I think Future has done a lot that he doesn't get the respect for. I think it's also because
you don't rap.
Yeah, lately it's not rap. Like I feel like he rapped way more before, and lately it just doesn't come off.
I
as
thought he was singing.
Nah, I think that year of Dirty Sprite 2, the whole mixtape, I think he was rapping on a lot of that.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
And especially when he did Future Hendrix, I feel the Future part was more rap and Hendrix was more melody.
Okay, I'm not going to argue. I don't. What Future does, I don't identify as rapping. I identify that as melodic and everything. That's why it's hard for me to get into Dirk. I'd be so confused.
Oh, Dirk is,
but I'm just old. I'm just old, y'all. Please, I'd be confused with Dirk. I'd be because you see Dirk and you think this this kill him, bang him up nigga, then he's singing.
But he's singing about killing and banging him up. Yeah. Dirk in the last 2-3 years, because Dirk has been since that 09 generation. He came in. He's been out. He was supposed to be the second. I thought he was supposed to be that second wave of the Chicago drill post the first coming out of Chief Keef, and then after Fredo passed. So I thought we were going to get a real focused Dirk. We didn't get that, or rather we got that, but it didn't seem like it was hitting till the last 2-3 years. And I feel Dirk has been on a tear. That project with him and Lil Baby, I didn't think it was going to work the way it worked. I was very hesitant about it, but they actually blend really fucking well. Yeah. You know, and they do the same thing, but they don't, if that makes sense. Where they could hit the melodies and they could hit the rapping, and you never know what you're going to get with them. Mm-hmm. But they did it in a way where it didn't sound like they were stepping on each other's toes or being repetitive on that project.
Okay. Kodak Black.
I'm iffy with Kodak Black.
Is he not a little baby that I listen?
Nah, with Kodak Black, I kind of feel like I feel like he's detrimental to his own self. And I also feel like it's either hit or miss. I was going to say the same thing for Meek when you brought him up. I feel like it's either fire, or it's that shit's trash. And that's really the way I feel with Kodak.
Kodak just... I do have. I mean, his personal shit aside, I like Kodak for what he puts out because he just reminds me of a lot of the rap I grew up on. So he reminds me of BG.
OD.
He reminds me of those Cash Money guys that weren't at the forefront that I really fucked with.
Turk. Huh? He has a Turk feel to him too.
Yes, he has a Turk feel to him too. So I do fuck with.
He give me more BG, but
yeah, he gives me BG more. But yeah, I can see Turk. Yeah. So he gives me that feeling, that gutter feeling, niggas that are really capable of making really good music. That's the only reason. That's my only attachment to him. But other than that, it's I take the singles here and there. He be dropping some good shit. In the midst of going through the chaotic shit he goes through, he'll drop some shit. And I'm yo, what the fuck? When did this come out? But
what do you, all right. So Travis Scott, one of the biggest artists in the world, married to a billionaire Kardashian. Does he get any does he get put up there or is it no because he's more of a producer?
He is more of a producer, but something about Travis Scott, I always feel like he be stealing. I just see him as a thief.
How so? What do you mean a thief?
Like
music or he just goes up in your pockets?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Music. I feel like his ideas don't be original. But I like Travis Scott. But I've seen over the years how he's dropped even merch and niggas will come out yo, that's literally a bite of my shit and put him on blast for it, and then it just gets buried and nobody talks about it anymore.
It's put on page 100 on Google searches.
Yeah.
I feel about Travis the way Taurian explained the way he feels about Future. I don't feel like he's a rapper.
Yeah, no, he's not a rapper. But Travis has had some really good features. Do-Rag Activity and Diamonds Dancing on Slime Language 2.
Yeah.
He killed both.
No, he has amazing moments.
He's been having some shit. So I do like Travis. I say the whole thieving thing because it's just what came to mind, but I really feel that way. But Travis, he has to be mentioned.
Right.
He has to be mentioned. He's done so much.
Is there anybody that's like coming up, like even newer than the people we mentioned that you think has the potential to hit there?
I think Don Toliver is definitely going to be mentioned. He's not necessarily a rapper. He's in rap culture, but he's going to be mentioned. You got Don Toliver. You got Baby Keem that's killing it right now.
Baby Keem is definitely up there.
I think Keem is really coming into his own, and he was doing so much groundwork without niggas even knowing the connect between him and Kendrick.
Yeah.
That's important.
Smart. So guys, I feel like we got the consensus on 3, but I think like 4 and 5 is probably going to be interchangeable for
It's
a
a
little
toss
minute.
up, yeah.
But
But I think that's always been the case, even with the Forever Five.
No. It was with the Forever 5. I think it was 4.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So it changes, but let's wrap this up, guys. I'm Taurian B,
I'm First Class Regg.
and we will catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. We are out.
Peace.